Hey guys, welcome back to episode 21 of the Go Heavy or Go Home podcast. Appreciate you guys being here today. Um, Unfortunately, I had a really awesome podcast for you guys set up for today, but somehow my software decided it was going to delete it all, and so now I have to remake it. So I had to come up with one kind of on the whim here. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, listening, and giving me a little bit of slack here. But episode 21, we're going to get into it right now. Strength Warehouse presents Go Heavy or Go Home podcast. I am your host, Nate Boley. In this podcast, we talk about strength, fitness, nutrition, and all things Strength Warehouse related. All right, guys, episode 21. Today, we're going to talk about how to meal plan your way to savings at the grocery store. We've all heard this advice, right? Don't ever shop for groceries on an empty stomach. It's dang good advice, right? You're going to go to the grocery store, you're hangry, you're in a rush, you don't have a plan, and plan-free grocery shopping can lead to mindless or even rushed, frantic purchases that drive up cost. You're going to grab that bag of chips, you're going to grab a box of donuts, you're going to grab a bagel, whatever it is, it's going to drive up the cost, and it's not going to align with your health and fitness goals. I'm sure that you've all been there just like me. You walk up to your fridge, it's empty, you're pressed for time, you are you rush to the closest store, and just to start, throwing items in the cart. You don't look for items on sale, you don't check prices at other stores, you don't look for coupons, you don't pay close attention to the quantities or qualities. You just start grabbing things and throwing it in there, just so you can get home to make something. And the result of that is you're going to spend more than you want to. You're going to leave with high calorie convenient items that you don't actually need, that aren't going to match up with the stuff that you're going to be cooking and stuff at home. Your anything goes choices aren't matched with your fitness goals, so that's not going to help you out, right? You're going to buy too much food. This will drive up the cost, and if it spoils before you eat it, or will derail your fitness plans if you overeat to avoid waste. So, perhaps a better advice would be don't go to the grocery store without a plan. So, with a solid plan, you're going to make choices that support your healthy habits and reflect your budget, right? You're going to have a budget, you're going to have your habits that you want to do, and you're not going to go in and mindlessly shop and waste food or potentially overspend. One thing that my wife and I do is we have this week's menu. It's a little blackboard that's magnetic that sits on our refrigerator, and it has a weekly, what you're going to eat. So we just write down what we're going to eat for the week, and it helps us a lot stick with what we're going to do. And it also helps us in the grocery store. There's a little list on there that has weekly and monthly grocery store purchases. So you're going to want to make sure that you have kind of those things set up. So your weekly purchases are going to be like your perishable items, your fruits, your vegetables, your breads, your meats, stuff like that. You can freeze meat and all that type of stuff, but it's mostly going to be your weekly stuff. And then you have your monthly purchases, right? So, the biggest thing is you want to be able to have your meals on a calendar so you can break down your grocery shopping list in two manageable pieces. One is weekly buying and one is monthly buying. So monthly purchases, are going to be your frequently used ingredients that you can purchase in bulk at a discount store. These items, are going to show up in plenty of meals, and they're not going to perish super quickly, unless they're stored in properly. For example, oatmeal, pancake mix, condiments, egg whites. Keep an eye on these types of stuff because they do go bad over time, and you want to make sure that they're, you're not going to eat expired stuff. Canned foods, frozen vegetables, and fruit. Frozen fruit, so on and so forth. That type of stuff is going to be the stuff that's going to stay for a long time that you're not going to have to go every single week to get. Seasoning, spices, rice, that type of stuff is going to be the same, all in the same category. You can buy meat in bulk if you have freezer space, and then you can package them in smaller quantities in freezer safe bags. That's going to reflect, meal sizes and meals that you can make per month. So if you get family pack chicken or steak or whatever, you can package them up, freeze them up, and then instead of pulling out a huge pack, I should actually probably take this advice because I don't do this, but so you can pre-prep it into different smaller meals, put them in the freezer. They're much easier to thaw out. So my problem is I'll put it in the freezer. I'll try to be all good about it, and then I'll forget to pull the meat a couple days before I need to cook it, and then it'll still be frozen when I need to cook it, and so then I'll have to go to the store and buy more, and then so I have this perpetual frozen meat that I need to eat that I can't because it's still frozen, right? So I'm gonna have to start doing that. I think that's a really great, advice there, right? So and also you can make sure that you thaw these things out in time for cooking. So they're much easier if they're in a smaller package, right? So some of these monthly items can even be purchased every other month. So if they keep long on the shelf, and maybe if you have a family member or a friend who is in the same nutritional wavelength as you, you can find opportunities to make even larger purchases that reduce prices even further. So just for an example, if you go buy one thing of ketchup at the regular grocery store versus buying 4 or 8 ketchups at a big chain or a big Costco or discount store, you're gonna save a lot on that, and then you can split that cost with whoever else, and then you guys get 4 and they get 4, or they get 2 and they get 2, whatever. So you're gonna look at Costco, Winco, wholesale clubs, that type of stuff. You're gonna save a lot of money on that type of stuff. But yeah, another thing is just making sure you have that plan so you can plan for it. So Megan and I currently don't actually go to the grocery store. We just do it online and then go and pick it up. But the same stuff can, happen. You're looking at it, you're like, oh man, they give you little ads and stuff on the side, and there's little flashy packages and stuff like that. And you just want to make sure that you are buying food that's going to fit your goals and your budget. So have a budget set up. Don't try to spend over that budget. Try to keep, try to be savvy, and then have your meals set up so you know what's going to happen. So like I said, for the dinner stuff, and I already know what my regular meals are, so I just have the same exact stuff every single week. I switch it up every month or so, but it's super easy to manage. It's super easy to make sure that I'm going to get there, because I just get 2 pounds of steak, 2 pounds of chicken. I've got 25 pounds of rice that I buy once a great moon, every 3 months or so at Costco. My weekly purchase, would be spinach or carrots or some kind of vegetable or something like that. And then making sure to put them all together, and then actually eating the food that you've prepped is also super huge. So just for an example, I made some meals today, and then I went and had some lunch with somebody else. So I didn't actually eat the meal prep that I'd had. So not that I only spend money on something else, but I also spent money on the meal prep food that I didn't eat. So luckily, I'm pretty good about it, and I'll eat it tomorrow or the next day as well. I'm not just going to throw it out, but definitely make sure you're going to, be setting up a plan. That's probably your biggest win, is having the plan and making sure to go by it, right? All right, guys. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys got some, good information on it. Again, this is kind of off the whim, off the cuff, so I appreciate you hanging in here with me. We like to do this type of stuff to help people out, right? So if you found good value in this, please hit the like button, share it with a friend, post it on your social media or something, share it. This is the only way we get the word out. And if you feel like it's a great, some great advice for somebody else, please share it. We'd love it. We also do another thing that we try to extend our reach for help. We have a free Facebook group called Health and Wellness for Central Oregonians. Now, you don't have to be a Central Oregonian to join the group. It's just, that's who we are really targeting on helping, but there's lots of free resources in there for people that live outside of the area. So feel free that if you're listening to this outside of Central Oregon, go on there and check it out. So I'll post the link to the Facebook group in the show notes. Go on there and request access, and I'll let you in. We try to, post a lot of really awesome blog posts, post articles that really are meaningful. We post a lot of ebooks. We put a lot of effort into this free site just to help people filter through all the BS and all the craziness of the internet, and just kind of distill it down. That's something that's easily digestible, and easy action items. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Make sure to make those weekly meal plans and go to the grocery store with a plan. Save yourself a little bit of money. And all right, we'll see you next time. All right, later. Thanks for joining us on this epic journey of strength. If you liked this episode, please leave us a review and share with a friend. To stay connected, hit that subscribe button. All right, until next time, go heavy or go home.